Okay, welcome to another tutorial on Tinkercad. In this lesson, we are going to look at building on your knowledge and learning how to create a simple design, which will be a house. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to just bring in a box. So click and we drag it in. Now for this box, what we need to do is we need to change the dimensions. So we're going to have it 20 wide. Okay, so let's have a look on this side. You can do it two ways. You can change these numbers here. So if I want the length to be 40, just type it in there and make it a bit wider for me. Or I can drag these points here. So I can move them like that. Or I can then just double click in here like that. So whatever you think is the easiest way, feel free to do it that way. And then I'm going to make sure it's 40 by 20. Okay, so 40 by 20, and that's the sort of framework of our house. Now what I'm going to do is I want to hollow this shape out because my house needs to have space inside. So I'm going to click this, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to this menu here, which is called Duplicate. And when I use the Duplicate tool, what happens is that it duplicates it on top of the shape. So it looks like it hasn't done anything, but it actually is there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click this black little cone here, click it, and I'm going to drag up. And what will happen is you'll see that another box will appear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, with this box, I'm going to make it 1 millimeter difference in size. So rather than being 40, it's going to be 39. Okay, and then also I'm going to change it the other way as well. So rather than being 20, it's going to be 19. So that now gives us a box that is 1 millimeter smaller than the one below it. So just to make life a little bit easier, I'm going to change this to yellow so I can see the difference. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look from above. So to do that, I'm going to go to top. Okay, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to click this little button here that changes the view. So that just turns the perspective on and off. That is currently off. Now I can see here, if I zoom in, that my box is not quite in the right place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this, drag over it like this, okay, like that, and then I'm going to use this tool here, which is called Align. So I'm going to click that. And what's nice about this tool is if I click this little dot here, okay, it aligns it in the center. So you can see now I've got equal distance between this one and this one. And then if I click this one, okay, now again, I've got equal distance. So you can see I've got this red border all around my yellow shape. And if I just turn to 3D view, I can see now that it's still floating above. Now, from previous lessons, you are aware that if I want to take this yellow box away from this red box, I would have to click this here. I would have to then turn it into this shady color. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look from the front. And that's really important when you're learning Tinkercad, is to look in different views. So now I can see from the front, and I'll just turn the perspective on so you can see. If you turn the perspective on, it looks funny. So it's easier to work like that. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to push it straight down into the box. Now I'm going to leave 1 millimeter from the bottom here. Okay, so it's above there. And all I'm going to do now is I'm literally going to select them both, and I'm going to take them away from each other. Okay, and then that gives me this hollow box. So these are the walls of my house, and this is the floor of my house. So what I can do now is I can then go into and add features. So let's say I want to add a door. So I'm going to bring another cube in here. And a lot of this will be done by eye because you can do that when you're just sketching in Tinkercad. So I need to make this a little bit smaller. So I'm going to reduce that down, and also that down as well, to what could potentially look like a door. Let's actually split this way, it might be easier to see. And again, I'm going to look on the right view so I can work a little bit easier. I'm going to just, again, change the colour of this to yellow so I can see it against it. I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. Okay, hold on a second. Go to my right view here. And then let's check that to there. Okay, so let's have a look. Maybe, let's go for 8. 5. Okay, so that could be a door. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift it up by 2 millimeters because that's where actually I won't, I'll leave it on the floor like that. Okay, and I'm going to just then move it to the left a little bit. Okay, or you can be door in the center. Depends how you want to design your house. I'm going to put my door to the left hand side here. And then I'm going to, again, change my view because at the moment that is not in the right place. Click that, and I'm going to press the left arrow key. Okay, and I'm going to make sure it's sticking inside there. And same as you did before, if you click this and you turn it to shaded, what will happen then is you can then do that, and then you can take away your door. So now you have a door in your house. Okay. If I, for example, want to go back, I just go undo. And what I might do is, like I was going to do, just raise it up by 2 millimeters. Okay. I could always draw a step there so people can get into the house. Like that. And then I can do that. And then what will happen there is it's made it like a door into the house. So I could go around the house, I could do windows using the circle tool. I could do all sorts of things to add more details to the house. But the next thing we want to do is we want to add a roof. So we've got a roof already here. So again, you've got the roof. And again, what you should be doing with this is not trying to place it like this, because you might get it right, but it's a lot more difficult. So what I would suggest you do is go to the top view, and again, it's really important you get used to using different views. So to move it up, you just press the up arrow key, and down to fine tune it. And what we can do here is we can line our roof up with the edge of our work, and then we can just drag to make it bigger. Now that looks fine there, but if I look in another view, we can see the roof is floating above the house. So again, what I will do here is I'll just go to the right, and again, like I've done before, I'll just lower it down to touch. Okay, if you wanted your roof higher, you could make it higher like that, so it's got a bit more point. So that's how you would do the basics for the house. We can lift it up to see inside the house. It's hollow. You can put it back down again. So once you've done that basic task, you can then go in and add other features to your house. So if I wanted to add a window, it'd be a very similar process to what you've just done before. I might have circular windows in my house because my house is going to be quite modern, I think. So that's very big, and also it's the wrong way around. So what I'm going to do is, if you notice here, you've got these little rotation arrows. You can spin those like that. And if you hold the Shift key, it locks it at 90 degrees. And then also another tip is if you go into here and you increase the sides to maximum, it makes it a perfect circle. So again, we need to make this a little bit smaller. And I like it when I'm making things smaller, if I hold down the Shift key, it keeps it in proportion. So again, looks right for a sort of window size. Again, I'll look at one view. I use arrow keys. Now that's inside the house. That's why it's hidden there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again just look for my top view. And I'm going to click it and I'm going to move it here. I can see it. I'm going to go to my right view, again, click it, and there we go. Use my arrow key. This reminds me of playing a computer game and I'm pressing left and right. Left it again, press the wrong button. Okay, that's the top. There you go, that's better. And then we're just going to go right, and then I'm going to click left. Okay, so I'm going to put one window here, maybe like there. And then I'm going to duplicate it. Another window. I'm going to duplicate it again, like that. And what I would do is, as I've done before, I would click and turn all these transparent. So you then go in and you can highlight it all, and you can then start cutting things away. Now what happened there was, because when I highlighted it like that, I had the roof selected as well, and when I click this, it basically joined the roof to the house. So if you don't want that to happen, all you would do is just get your roof and just lift it out of the way, and then just to make sure that the walls and the windows are just selected like that. Okay, and then you can put your roof back. As long as you're moving this up and down cone here, it won't move out of place. So as long as you're using that, it will always stay above the house. If you try and move it using something else, your roof will move, and then you'll have to put it back in again. Like so. So that's the basics on how to create your house.